Hello and welcome to This is Metal with Tom Collier. Now, folks, today this is a very special episode of This is Metal, which started out as a regular episode. Last week when we started to film this episode, Tom was having all kinds of technical difficulties. His Zoom was wanting to update during the interview, so we eventually lost him. We thought he might come back, but so for the whole 30 minutes, we have this attitude of the show must go on. We didn't want to waste Mick's time. It's valuable. So we went on, and me and Mick Michaels here had a very nice conversation. So we wanted Tom to be part of the show. So that's why we're filming a part two. And Tom's going to do most of the talking today, and I'll chime in from time to time. But this is part two, our Mick Michaels special episode of This is Metal. Tom, take it away.
Hey, Mick, how you doing, brother? Sorry about the last time there. I couldn't be on there, but Jason, he knows how to run the show.
Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it. Glad you're here.
No problem at all. So I see you got you released a great cover album, some cover songs and stuff recently through a record label, Soda. I think it's Soda Records.
Yeah, Soda Records. Yeah, it's so what it is we're just starting to dip into the whole cover scene thing. Like it was something that just probably more me than the rest of the guys that I kind of just fought tooth and nail. I didn't get into this to do other people's music. So it was always like a hard pressed subjects, like, yeah. And then just pass it along. But we had the opportunity to do it. And during COVID, we kind of learned some things. It's like, why not? What's the difference? I think we've established ourselves as an original band after 12 years. I think we have enough material to show that we don't need covers. But it was fun. So we did a bunch of them, and we did a couple extra that we just kind of sat and didn't do anything with. And with the changing of the labels, they said, well, why don't we put them all together in one package? And I said, well, we have two other ones that we didn't release, so why don't we throw them on? They're like, okay, let's do that. And so we did the first, we released the first one, Warrant's Inside Out. And people are digging it. People are going, wow, I didn't realize Warrant did a song like that. And it's from their third album, which most people don't even remember because that's when the whole scene changed, but
and then I love the fact that
it's not normally a band that we would pick, but that's kind of
the fact that you chose a Warrant song that's not the obvious, like Down Boys or Cherry Pie that everybody's heard.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say Van Halen did the same thing though. They did a great cover album too. Their record label had to do a cover album cover songs.
Well, so during COVID, we came up with two things. If you can't beat them, open for them, and if you can't beat them, cover them. And it's been working, so why not? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel, man. I'm not that smart. 9 chords, that's about it. I'm just trying to figure out how to make them sound exciting. So sure. Somebody else is paving the way. Maybe it's time for me to start following that path. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not a bad philosophy. And I see you guys have been with some big bands, Saxon, love Saxon. You guys got a chance to play with Saxon and Udo. What was that like?
Oh my God. Well, I'll tell you, the Udo thing is like what I call our Cinderella story.
Wow.
That was just an amazing, it was Wednesday. We got a call and they go, hey, listen, Udo's coming into town and no one's ever booked an opening act for him. There was just nobody even thought about it.
Wow.
And he was playing at the Trocadero in Philly. And we're like, so they're like, would you be interested? I'm like, yeah. And I didn't even bother asking the other guys. I figured because we had nothing on the schedule. I figured if they're going to pass on Udo, then they're out, right?
Yeah.
But I was like, so he goes, well, we won't know for sure until Friday, this coming Friday for Saturday show. And I says, okay. I says, we're ready to go. So I got a call Friday at 2:00, says you guys are in. They need a band. I says, we're there. I mean, we were brought in early in the day. People helped us carry our stuff. I mean, it was like the pumpkins turned into carriages, man. You know what I mean? All the little rats were our helpers. It was amazing. We had a sound check. I mean, guys were asking us, do you like that? Do you like that? Usually we hear, yeah, can you give me, all right, that's good. You're done. Thank you. Goodbye. You know how it is. You know how it is. Absolutely. They gave us a dressing, the whole bit. It was just it was an amazing thing. And Udo was great. It was just, being one of our heroes growing up. Absolutely. You know what I mean? That was part of our sound, kind of where we cut, a lot of our musical teeth per se. and it was just an amazing night. And so much like Cinderella, by 11 o'clock, the ball was over. They kicked us out the back door, closed it. The 2 parking spots that they gave us, I wound up getting a ticket. But it was like, you know what? This was the best night ever. So it was
What a great story.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's still one of those things that just kind of stay with me, like that, like how music is magical, and that if you just keep pressing, your dreams can come true, even if it's in the smallest. Right, nowadays, success is measured about in ways not just money, but it's like if like childhood dreams can come true, even in a small way, man, that's just amazing to me.
And Tom, not only did they open for Udo, they've also done shows with the current Accept.
Oh, okay, that's even cool. That's cool because Accept, when Udo was with him, was one of my favorite bands. But I also like Mark, the singer, though too. I met him out in California when we played the Metal Legion show a couple years ago with them.
Like I said, man, music has provided so many opportunities that I would have never thought of as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I wanted to play and all, but never really expected the kind of people you get to meet and the things you get to do and experience. And it's just been amazing, man. It really has.
And you make great friendships from it too. You make some great friendships through music.
Really do,
I have, like, yeah, I've got some great friends. Ross the Boss was on here. Him and I've been friends since the 80s. You know, we talk awesome. Every day, you know, but it's been great. And like I got to play with Twisted Sister on their last show last year. I was out the Metal Hall, you know, Lou Graham, you know, the Raven. I don't know if you've ever played Raven. Those guys are great. Love those guys in Raven, the coolest band around, those brothers. Yeah. Fantastic guys.
No, nice. John's a nice guy. Nice guy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about, you got another album you're writing right now, a new album?
Well, we have a new EP that we're all original that we're gonna put out on a new label, and we're shooting for a fall release. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's a lot happening. We're booking, you know, like we're kind of filling our schedule a little bit more with some shows for the fall than we first expected. But you know, again, you got to take it as it comes, right?
But is it all recorded?
We're working on it's 6 songs, and then we're redoing 2 old songs that are no longer available, kind of bringing them up to speed. So it'll be like 2 bonus tracks. So we're kind of excited about that.
Is it coming out in physical too, or just digital? How are you guys going to release it?
We'll have it in physical. We always have some amount of physical, especially for the merch table. People are still. I myself, I'm not a digital downloader, so to me, having a physical copy is really important.
Yeah, and especially when you're out playing, that's where we sell most of our product. Is playing live. People buy it, and they want something they can hold on to. The kids are downloading. I don't download nothing. You know, I just, and even when I go see a band or friends of mine, they release an album, I get on and I buy it, and they're like, "Oh, we gave it to you." I said, "This is how we support each other. We buy each other's music."
I'm old school too. I love the physical product, to hold it in your hand, you know. And you should know that Mick and his band Corners of Sanctuary, they are constantly dropping new product. They usually put out at least two releases a year. He's an old school Kiss fan and Judas Priest fan, and he's releasing like at least 2 albums a year or 2 EPs a year. So in 12 years, they've released a lot of music.
Nice. And I want to ask Mick, how was the tour in UK? I see you guys were over in the UK. How did that go for you guys?
It was good. It was good. We were over there, not to to bring up the story again, but we were over there in 2020 March, kind of when the US shut down, so our tour was cut in half. Unfortunately, a lot of those venues aren't no longer there. You know, out of all the we were able to get back to 1 venue that was still open, which was but it was good. You know, I mean, for us, you know, I mean, we're a throwback sound. We got the new wave of British heavy metal influence along with that early American metal influence. So it's kind of like our music is definitely embraced over there, our style, our niche, however you want to call it. So it was cool. We got to work with some great bands. We toured with 2 bands over there, and then had some fill-in bands throughout as the 10 days went on. But it was great, man. The people are good. You know, we enjoyed the time. I mean, you know, all tours have their ups and downs and little bumps and bruises, but that's just normal, you know, especially when you're kind of touring out of the country, things are a little different. You get used to it. But it was a great experience. And
did you get a chance to do any sightseeing or just playing shows?
We did. We got to see some stuff, but not as much as we wanted to, because again, um, you think that it's just because it's kind of like an island, you can get from one side to the other in a short period of time, but it's not. And they have different speeding type laws. Like literally, when they say 40 miles an hour, everybody does 40 miles an hour. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like here, 40 is kind of like a loose 65, right? But like you would be going 70 and then all of a sudden drop down to 55 and then 40, and then you're like your timing changes. So that took a little bit used to, but we got to see Wales and the countryside. I never realized they had so many sheep. I mean, we've seen billions and billions of sheep. It's amazing. I just did, it's incredible. But we had a good time, man. Had some of the best fish and chips in Bristol.
Wow.
I gotta say, it was really good stuff. But the people were great.
Nice. So Cosmic View, are you still involved in that? I mean, I think we did an interview a long time ago with that. Was it Cosmic View?
I'm still doing that. It's been going on since 2017. What started out as me, it was for my own personal research, because to learn more about me as an artist, I wanted to learn about other artists. I mean, there was some fanboy stuff in it too for certain, whatever, but I learned so much talking to artists from different countries, different genres, different perspectives. And you're like, sometimes you go, you really, like when I was saying earlier about music is kind of magical, you go, man, I'm really not alone in this. Sometimes you do feel you're like, man, what am I doing? This is just crazy. Maybe I gotta go get a real job type of thing. But then you talk to other people who are doing the same thing, thinking the same way, and you learn things about it. It's like, hey, that's a good way to do it. How are they overcoming these challenges? And at all levels, at the high levels, at the intermediate and the low, people just getting started. It's just, I was interviewing someone a couple months back from the Middle East, where listening to metal music could have them go to prison.
Wow.
And that's just crazy, right? We can't even think of that. That's just something. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
But and that's the perception over there, because it's a religious thing and stuff like that. And but they still believe in their music and in metal so much that they're willing to put that
Go to jail for it. Wow.
That's, but yeah, I mean, so I'm still doing that. And during COVID, we expanded it into the Cosmic Voice, which we started a podcast where we talk about the music business from an indie standpoint, indie in the trench. You know what I mean? Guys on this level that are kind of like, still brick and mortar, still carrying their own amps type of thing. And then, not to say that, hey, we're doing it the best. No, man, we talk about all our mistakes and our problems. Hopefully somebody can learn from it. I've learned from it just talking about it. It's kind of like group therapy, right? Like, you know what I mean? But it's we're going to be starting our 6th season this fall, so we're kind of excited about it. It's just
nice.
Yeah, just again, this music has created such opportunities for me. I've been so blessed, and I'm very grateful that it's happened this way.
And Mick, excuse me, Tom, I was just going to ask him real quick. People want to go. Can they go on YouTube and check out the old episodes if they want?
Yeah, there's a few. Actually, if you go, YouTube, the Cosmic Verse channel has season 3 to the current season. Plus, it has some other shows on it that we do. But if you go to the website, the cosmicvoice.com, you can get everything. Yeah, it goes to the back, and then you can get all the interviews that I've done since 2017, including Tom's at the Cosmic View. You can just put it in the search bar and it comes up. Yeah.
Thanks for that. Okay.
Absolutely. So a question I have for you is, are you planning on doing, I know you said you're going to start playing. Are you guys planning on touring again?
Yeah, we're the rest of this month we've been we're recording. We in August we usually record our Christmas single, and then we've been working on the EP as well. We have a string of shows for the fall. We're doing an all acoustic set with Joel from Whitesnake. He's doing a little tour right now, so we're
awesome. Wow, I love that
for him. The following night we're with Illusions of Grandeur, and then we're with Sponge September 23rd, and then we're doing like there's again right like if you can't beat them, you open for them. Like tribute bands have become very big, especially since COVID, right at the gates. So there's a couple big regional cover bands, and we're going to be opening up for them a couple times this fall. And then we're going to take the rest of the year off because we've started an album. We've started and stopped a full album like the last couple of years on and off, trying to get things back into the swing. So we'll probably do that. And I think next year we're planning a summertime Canada tour, about 10 days.
Nice.
So
Nice.
not much has been released about it. We do have a couple dates already nailed away, but we'll see as we get closer.
Nice.
You guys
So who
ever
does
been
the
to
booking?
Canada? I'm sorry, I was going to ask if you've ever been to Canada before.
We haven't played in Canada, no, but I mean, I've been to Canada.
Yeah, oh, sure. Okay.
So who does the booking for you guys? Do you guys have a manager? Do the booking? You guys have an agency, your record company? I'm just curious as who's booking for you guys.
I do most of it. I do about 95% of it. We do have, I mean, it fluctuates 5 to 10% that we'll get calls.
Sure.
I do talk with other people and other, I guess, agents, so to speak, but we don't have a working contract. We've always managed ourselves.
Sure.
That's something we've always done. Even back in the 80s, we managed ourselves. Managers never were, they kind of didn't leave the greatest taste, so to speak.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that they're all like that. I mean, a manager today was a fry cook 6 months ago. But hey, listen, we all start there, right? I get it.
Yeah.
But somebody once told me nobody's going to care as much as you.
Sure.
So I've always taken that into consideration. But I funnel through most of the daily, day-to-day business with the band. If it's anything of a certain level, I'll present it to the band. There's a lot of stuff we pass on. I mean, I'm at a point now, honestly, like I don't need to play every show. I don't, there's no point to. So I want to keep this enjoyable, and I want to do it as long as humanly possible, right? As God allows me to do it. And I figure I want to have fun while I'm doing it. So I don't need to play at 1 a.m. Or I don't even need to play at 11 or maybe even 10 sometimes because I'm already falling asleep.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
But
We
so we try to make the most of it and have a good time. But yeah, we do most of the stuff ourselves. We've been with a number of labels over the years, and what I learned a long time ago is the label's only going to do so much until the next fire truck comes.
Sure. Yeah.
It's up to us 100% of the time. So if I don't have to use or rely on them unless it's pertinent or I have another option, then I don't owe. And again, there's there's different ways of doing business. I'm just telling you, I rather the band not owe. Unfortunately, we knew a lot of guys from the 80s that came off the road and they still owed money, and they kind of still owe money to this day, so to speak. And I don't want to be in that predicament. I don't want to put my guys through it, or I want to be able to sleep at night. So if I'm going to lose out, it's because of me, and then that's the end of it.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I think you get to a point too, like where they call us, like for California and things like that, they're calling us. Metal Allegiance reached out to us. We've had the Metal Hall reached out to us again. I mean, we're not even asking, and I pick and choose the places, and I know exactly what you're talking about. It's so much better when you're in that position where you can say, hey, I want to do this. I turn down shows all the time. It's just not the right ones for the band. I'd rather play the better ones, But the question I have for you too is, who's the main songwriter in the band? I mean, you got some great songs. This week I sat down and got a chance to listen to the stuff. I was very impressed with it. Loved it. So who's the songwriter in there?
Primarily, I write most of the material. It's just something, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to craft it. Like I guess early on, I wanted to be a songwriter more than I wanted to be a guitar player, because I actually started out on drums. And
so did I. That was me. I was a drummer too.
Yeah, I started out on drums because I was what they called back in the 70s an overactive kid.
Hyperactive.
Overactive. So they said you got to get him into something. Buy him a drum set, let him wear himself out. Well, that really didn't work. But I tried writing music with the drums, and it just didn't click the same way. So when I went to guitar, I realized early on this was the vehicle that I could start writing songs. So I spent more time trying to write songs than actually becoming a decent guitar player. It just so happens I play guitar, but that's the way I don't consider myself. I'm a songwriter that plays guitar. Yeah. I don't even consider myself a musician per se. But I learned that if you write true to what you like or what you enjoy or what's natural to you, it's authentic, and I don't have to try to be something I'm not, because that's not sustainable, at least in my opinion. So
Right.
I love the music from the era that I grew up. And when I got this band together, the talk was, hey, let's write the music that we grew up on that we're not hearing today. There's nothing wrong with the music today. I love a lot of it, but
Yeah.
I love the stuff that that I grew up on. So that's kind of what we've done. And we've made it, we tried to modernize it the best we can, but the other guys like Mad T, our drummer, he plays guitar too. And he's, I've tried to get people to, get involved more in the writing, because I'm not trying to monopolize it. It's just that I write a lot. I'll go into periods where I'm just writing, and not everything comes out, right? Not everything's a home run, but you got to keep swinging for the fences no matter what. It's a craft. You're honing it. So
Sure.
some stuff works and some stuff doesn't. The stuff that usually works is the stuff we keep in the live set.
Yeah.
The other stuff, they stay on the album and we never touch them again.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of funny because you sound just like me, because I started off as a drummer and I was a songwriter, and I play guitar. I sing out of necessity. I actually didn't want to be a singer, but I became the lead singer too. But I write all the songs myself. I tried bringing the other guys in. Sometimes they just don't get as inspired as I do. Sometimes I can wake up in the morning and I could just knock a song out beginning to end in 5 minutes, the words, everything. And so I'll go play the drums. I got a 24-track machine. I'll play the drums, the bass, the guitars, the vocals, and I'll send it off to everybody. I'll say, now put your own spin on it. So you sound like you're doing basically the same things.
Yeah, I mean, and the beauty about the digital age for me now is that I could demo a song in a short period of time and then give it to everybody and say, here it is. Years ago with a reel to reel, it was cumbersome. I was like, oh my God,
wow.
whatever. But now it's really, to me, that's one of the pluses of the digital age, because we have that at our fingertips, that accessibility. And then, like, hey, if this isn't working, we can change it real quick, because everybody can work on it. And yeah, that's so exciting. Whatever the song is at the end, that's because everybody put their stamp on it. That's what makes it Corners of Sanctuary, in my opinion.
Absolutely. That's perfect. So, and the good beauty of this digital age too, is like, we would write all the songs. I'd write the songs. And like I had Ripper Owens and Jolene Turner sing with me. I just sent off, they did their vocals in their home. Joe did his in New Jersey, and then he went back to the Belarus. Ripper did his in Akron, Ohio, and we just mixed them in. I'd call him, say, why don't you do this, do that? Because I produce my own music. You probably produce your own albums too.
I do a lot of it. Yeah, we send some of our stuff out for mastering, just so we get a different perspective. But yeah, most of it's all now, because I mean, again, it's affordable. I had reel-to-reel studios years ago, but you don't need to have them now. I do have a studio in my house, which makes it a lot more. It's there's no tension. I remember those days of being on the clock, and you're like, oh man, I'm not getting. How much more do I got to put out?
Yeah.
It's crazy, but yeah, we worked with during COVID. We did a project with Here and Now, and we worked with Steve Grimmett.
Oh yeah, before he passed away. Then
so we were able to like do file share. I mean, that's what I mean. That's the beauty of this, is I can, he's in England and we're here, and we can just file share, and we're getting quality stuff, and it's just amazing what you can do.
And plus drum machines too. I mean, I hook a drum machine up sometimes, and I'll write to the drum machine. Just put a beat down and just play.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's really cool. I love the digital area and stuff. Jason, do you have any questions? I've kind of.
I just wanted to say, you guys, Mick and Tom, thanks for doing this. I just had a vision that we were missing a little something without Tom last week, and this was really like listening to two fellow musicians talk shop. And I think when people watch this, they're going to really enjoy it. So, Mick, thanks for taking time to do this. It was really, I think, worth everybody's effort. So I can't thank you enough. And we're going to have you back because you're always welcome back here, Mick.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, Mick, if you get up to Syracuse, let me know. Maybe we'll put you guys on a bill with us in Syracuse or somewhere.
Oh, that'd be great. Absolutely. Yeah.
We'll do something. Keep in touch, man. Seriously.
All right, sure. Thank you, guys.
Mick, the interview should be going up in the next week. I'll let you know once I have a date for that. But I think people are going to really enjoy this. It's going to be a real fun special episode. So take care, everybody, and we'll talk again real soon.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Be safe. Bye-bye.